Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And today we are going to be watching the most messed up riddles of all times. So, let's start.
Hey, the police found Tom dead in the forest. Dan said he had been working all week. As for Chris, he was found wandering along the highway. He explained that he had gotten lost in the forest almost immediately after they arrived and just found his way home. One of the guys was lying. Who was it? You have 10 seconds to figure it out.
So, if Dan said was found wandering along the highway.
Dead in the forest. Dan said he had been working all week. As for Chris, he was found wandering along the highway. He explained that he had gotten lost in the forest almost immediately after they arrived and just found his way home. One of the guys was lying. Who was it? You have 10 seconds to figure it out.
Normally I'm good at these kind of things, but this is hard. I'm just going to take a solid guess. Chris.
Look at Chris. He's too well shaven for a man who spent a week in the woods. There are 5 girls in the room. Ashley is drawing. Olivia is reading. Maria is playing hide and seek, and Emma is tidying up. What's Sarah doing? You have 10 seconds to find the answer.
What did it say? I have no clue what it just said. Wait, what? Oh. What did it say?
Emma is tidying up. What's Sarah doing? You have 10 seconds to find the answer.
What's Sarah doing? I have no clue.
Playing hide and seek, and Emma is tidying up. What's Sarah doing? You have 10 seconds to find the answer.
I don't know. If that does not make sense, guys.
Sarah is playing hide and seek with Maria, of course. 2 boys are standing at the seashore. One is looking south, and the other is looking north. And still, they can see each other. How so?
Are they looking into a mirror? Wait, north. Someone dead?
Well, they're facing each other, of course.
South.
You knew that one, didn't you? Which number is missing? 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, what? A small hint, it's not 4. You have 10 seconds to do the math.
Because 4 plus 8? 8.
Number 5 is missing.
5?
The subsequent number of 2, 3, 4 is 2, 3, 5. A woman invited her friend over for dinner. For dessert, she cut an apple in half and offered her friend one half along with some whipped cream on the side. She then ate her piece of the same apple. The friend died from poisoning, but the host survived despite eating from the same apple. How is that possible?
He poisoned the whipped cream. That's really easy, guys, so yeah.
The poison was in the whipped cream. You see a bathtub filled with water. You have a spoon, a cup, and a bucket. Which will you choose to empty the bathtub? You have 10 seconds to choose.
I would choose a bucket, because that has the most space.
Obviously, choose to pull out the plug.
Oh.
You need great marketing videos to grow your business. With promo, you can
ads. Oh, there it is.
You 10 seconds to add one number and make the equation correct. P.
Okay, we're going to restart that because of that ad. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties.
Obviously, choose to pull out the plug. Five plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 555. You have 10 seconds to add one number and make the equation correct. P.S. You can't cross the equal sign. Five, 4, 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 555. Two people are standing near the river. Both of them want to get to the opposite bank, but the boat can only hold one of them.
Let's take off
And still, they both manage to get across the river. How?
One can swim.
They were on the opposite river banks. A rich man, Mr. Thomas Green, had been kidnapped, and the detective assigned to his case found a note at the crime scene. It read, 1st of January, 4th of October, 5th of March, 3rd of June. The detective guessed that the kidnapper's name was hidden in the note. The suspects were Jack Green, the rich man's son and heir, June Green, the man's wife, and John Jacobson, Mr. Green's employee. The detective deduced the name of the kidnapper in no time. Can you do the same in 10 seconds?
No.
1st of January means the first letter of the word January, J. 4th of October indicates the fourth letter of the word October, O. The 5th of March stands for the fifth letter of the word March, H. 3rd of June is the third letter of the word June, N. So, John Jacobson was the one that kidnapped Mr. Green. Someone entered a dark room. They brushed against something. Some glass broke, and someone died. What happened? You have 10 seconds to solve this mystery.
The glass broke and then a robber came and it killed them?
An aquarium with a goldfish got smashed. If it's raining at midnight, can you expect that in 72 hours it will be sunny? You have 10 seconds to forecast the weather.
72 hours. It wouldn't be day, it would be night.
Nope. In 72 hours, it's going to be night again. A person is sitting, but even if they stand up, you won't be able to occupy their place. Where is this person sitting?
They're
10
wall
seconds to
sitting.
find the answer.
They're wall sitting. Because she's not sitting on anything. There's no chair. There's no chair right there.
The person is sitting on your lap. Hey, don't blame me. What's a security guard doing when a bird is sitting on his head?
What is a security guard doing when a bird sits on his head?
He's sleeping.
Oh.
They give me a job to do every morning, but when I do it, they still tell me off. Who am I?
A bad worker.
I'm an alarm clock. And yes, it's a thankless job.
Oh.
How can you put a whole cucumber into a glass bottle without cutting the cucumber or damaging the bottle. You have 10 seconds to find the answer.
What if the top's big enough to fit the whole cucumber in there?
Place a baby cucumber still on its stem into the bottle. Then let it grow inside. Once a young girl dropped her ring into a cup full of coffee, but the ring remained dry. You have 10 seconds to understand how.
There's a coffee bean. There's a coffee bean right there. Coffee bean. Coffee beans are wet.
There were coffee beans in the cup.
I was
come
right.
on now. What do you call the fear of Santa Claus?
What even is that? The fear of Santa Claus? What is that? That's
Claustrophobia. I like that one.
That's just a joke.
The king told his 3 daughters to place 3 identical kettles with the same amount of water on the fire. The king promised that the husband of the daughter whose kettle would boil first would become his heir. Surprisingly, his youngest daughter's kettle boiled first. Use your 10 seconds to understand why her kettle boiled first.
She was the first to put it under the fire because I said there was 1 fire, not 3.
The other daughters kept lifting their kettle's lids to check if the water was already boiling. Oops.
Want to know how I grew my business? I uploaded my photos and videos to promo.com.
A man was found dead in a field of snow. The only evidence that was left was a set of footprints between 2 parallel lines. Who should the police be looking for? You have 10 seconds to find out the truth.
Maybe he didn't get killed by anyone. Maybe he just got stuck in a snowstorm. Like
a person in a wheelchair. A shoe shiner offers his services to passers-by completely for free, but those who agree to his offer end up paying him of their own free will. How so?
tax.
The man shines one shoe for free. People don't want to look silly in just one clean shoe and have to pay for the shining of the other one. Ethan spent 3 days in the hospital and was absolutely healthy when he left. Still, he had to be carried out of the hospital. Why? 10 seconds to crack this mystery.
He was perfectly healthy, but he still had a wheelchair. Yeah. He still couldn't walk though. Maybe. Wisdom teeth removal?
Ethan was a newborn baby. A man called his wife from the office and told her he would be home at 8 o'clock. They didn't have any plans for that evening. And still, when he arrived at 2 minutes past 8, his wife was furious. What made her so angry?
Maybe it was not at the right 8 a.m. Maybe like...
The woman thought that her husband would come home by 8 p.m., but he arrived at 8:02 a.m. the next morning.
I was right.
In what case will 3 boys, 1 adult man, 4 girls, and a cat remain dry under just 1 umbrella?
They all stack on top of each other, and they just hold the thing. Could be. Could be.
They'll be dry if it doesn't rain.
Oh.
A wealthy man lived alone in a small cottage. He was disabled, so he had everything delivered to him. The mailman brought a letter on Thursday and noticed that the front door was ajar. Through the opening, he could see the man's body lying in a pool of dried blood. On the porch, there were 2 bottles of milk, Monday's newspaper, a catalog, some flyers, and unopened mail. When Sherlock Holmes got to the cottage, he told the police the killer was the mailman. How did he know? You have 10 seconds to figure it out.
No. Because he delivered the newspaper and all the flyers and the mail and the milk bottles.
Tuesday and Wednesday's newspapers were missing from the porch. The mailman knew the man didn't need them since he was dead. A man who was standing on the sidewalk dropped a tomato from the height of 6 feet, but it wasn't damaged at all. How so? 10 seconds to unravel this mystery.
It's the tomato of steel.
The man managed to catch the tomato before it hit the ground.
What did that so
Why
break?
would he do that? It doesn't say here. I met a stranger yesterday and immediately knew who he was. I hadn't seen this person before, and no one had ever described him to me. He wasn't a celebrity, and he wasn't doing anything unusual. You have 10 seconds to figure out how I knew who it was.
I don't see his face anymore. No one had ever described him to me. He wasn't a celebrity. He wasn't doing anything unusual.
The man was the twin brother of my acquaintance. Why hasn't anyone conquered the biggest extinct volcano, even though it's not underwater and can be clearly seen? 10 seconds for you to crack this riddle.
Well, it might not be underwater, but it could be underground.
This volcano is on Mars.
Oh. But that could be another way because it's under the
A
ground
father
and
tells his
underwater.
teenage daughter, "You arrived very late at 3 a.m. and made us all worry a lot. I don't want this situation to repeat." His daughter, though, replies that it will never repeat. How can she be so sure? 10 seconds to figure it out.
She just... I have no clue.
The father
about
was
that.
talking about the birth of his daughter. 2 friends left for a climbing trip, but only one returned. He said that his friend had slipped while climbing and died. However, the police arrested him, saying, "We received a call from your travel agent. We know you murdered your friend." How did they know it was a murder? Try to find the answer in 10 seconds.
Because the travel agent was watching him. They saw him still. That's the most logical
The
way.
man had bought a return ticket for himself and a one-way ticket for his friend. You're sitting on an airplane.
Oh.
There is a horse in front of you and a car behind you. What's happening?
They all just sing, "I got the horses in the back."
You're on a merry-go-round.
Ah, commercials.
An
They
art
didn't show the
expert
last
paid
one's
big
answer.
money at an
Oh,
auction for a
that was-
painting that he
was
knew
the
didn't
answer.
cost anything. He was an honest man and didn't have any criminal intentions. Why did he buy this picture? Hopefully, 10 seconds will be enough for you to guess his motives.
It was his kid's picture.
Although the painting cost nothing, its frame was a beautiful and expensive piece of art. One chemist found out that a particular reaction lasts for 80 minutes if he's in a suit jacket, but 1 hour and 20 minutes if he's in his lab coat. You have 10 seconds to explain this phenomenon.
He is twin brother again?
80 minutes is the same as 1 hour and 20 minutes.
I'm so stupid.
Why can't a police officer open the door in his pajamas?
Because the door is locked.
There are no doors in pajamas. Arrest that man. Evan called the police, saying he found his friend Liam murdered by the seashore. He said he let Liam live in his beach house in California for a week to enjoy some summer heat. But when Evan arrived from a month of work in Argentina to join his friend, he found him dead. When the police arrived, they instantly realized the man was lying. You have 10 seconds to guess why.
No clue.
If it was summer in California, it was winter in Argentina. But Evan was sunburnt. It means he was in California, not in Argentina. Once, a man parked his car in front of his house, came in, exited the house with a bucket of water, and poured the water on the sidewalk. 10 seconds for you to guess why he did it.
There was a dirt stain on the sidewalk. My guess. Please be right, please be right, please be right, please
He
be
was
right.
planning to wash his car, but while he was away, his car got stolen. A small store in New York is called 7 Bells,
It's like
but
7
there are
rings.
8 bells hanging outside. The owner can easily correct this mistake, but he doesn't. Can you figure out his reasons in 10 seconds?
7 bells. There's 8 bells. No clue.
At first, it was just a mistake. But later, the owner noticed that people often came to his store to inform him about this error, and it increased his sales. A man and his sister were doing some shopping. Suddenly, the man pointed at a young man and said, "That guy is my nephew." But his sister answered, "Right, but he's not my nephew." How is it possible? You have 10 seconds to crack this mystery.
I didn't know if you're... What? That doesn't make any sense.
The young man was the woman's son, and accordingly, her brother's nephew.
Ow.
A man wakes up from a 2-day coma after a car accident with a case of amnesia. Suddenly, 2 women arrive at the hospital. One of them says she's his wife, and the other says they have kids. Who's lying? You have to find the answer in just 10 seconds.
What is that in her hand?
The woman who says they're married is lying. She isn't wearing a wedding ring.
Oh,
Where can you
that's
see
what that
rivers
was.
but no water? Cities but no buildings? Forests but no trees? You have 10 seconds to crack this mystery.
10 seconds. It doesn't even show the picture. I have no clue.
You can see them on a map.
Oh, that's...
One town had a weird law that said all men had to be clean shaven, but no man was allowed to shave himself. The only person who was licensed to shave them was a 40-year-old hairdresser. But who shaved the hairdresser?
He shaved himself because he was only allowed to shave. He was the only person who was allowed to shave.
There was no need. The hairdresser was a woman. How can you throw a tennis ball in such a way that it'll get back to you?
I need to redo that. I have no clue what he just said.
There was no need. The hairdresser was a woman. How can you throw a tennis ball in such a way that it'll get back to you?
You throw it up, and then you catch it. That's how you do it. It's really simple.
Just throw it up.
I was right. Ads. Come on, I see the ad. Come on, let's go. Come on. Glitches. Okay. Oh, dang. Oh, God. Jump. Okay. Okay.
The professor's father talks to the father of the professor's son, and the professor doesn't take part in this conversation. Can you unravel this family riddle in 10 seconds?
The son of the professor's father. The father of the professor's.
The professor is a woman, and the people talking are her brother and her husband.
Oh, okay.
During a fire, a
That
bank
makes
was
sense.
robbed. The security
I
guard
think this
told the
might be the
police
last
that he
one.
wanted to save a bag of money, but he had to crouch to tie his boot just in front of the emergency exit. At that moment, the door opened and hit him on the head. When he came to, the money was missing. Why was the security guard arrested?
For not doing his job right, or he stole the money.
All emergency doors open outwards. We get it 3 times in a lifetime. The first 2 times are free, but we have to pay a lot for the 3rd time. What is it?
Tax. Wait, do you have to pay the first 2 times free? Your bills.
It's our teeth.
Wait,
After the bank
what?
had been robbed, the police found the money in the park among cacti.
Why would
After the
cacti
police
be in the park?
officers arrested all the suspects, they almost
Is
immediately
that the
figured
same
out
person
who
from the
was the
last
bank
one?
robber. Can you do the same in 10 seconds?
I don't really
The criminal
know.
had scratches left by cacti all over his body.
Why would they even put a cacti in the park? You're shown a picture of these 2 moments. One of them had been living in a poverty for the last 10 years and just killed a man to pay her a big debt. Can you figure out which one of them did? So, I'm guessing it will be this girl. A. Okay, because look, she has all those boxes, all that. I'm guessing it will be B though, because they always do like the non-expected answers. A lot of people with less money spend more on items that will make them look richer, like high heels, flashy name on clothes, and heavy makeup. They usually spend more than they earn, so a full fridge for just one person reveals the truth. Oh, I knew it would be one that. Okay, that's just messed up though, so. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry that I had to turn my face cam off. It was becoming too much of a problem. I couldn't really deal with it. So make sure to leave a comment. Not leave a comment. Like and subscribe to my channel. And see you in the next one. Bye!